You can go out to Reno. You could bring a blunt with you. You could get stoned, and nobody gives a shit about it. Nobody fucking cares. But here in Vegas, if you get stoned and you pull out a blunt and you're smoking in your car, you rest assured there will be 20 cops that will pull you over. It won't take one cop. It'll take 20 cops with their dicks in their fucking hand. So I am fucking through with this town, man. I am through with it.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I'm talking about that this organization and our show will be relocated in the Reno. Yeah, I used to do this show.
You better watch out for Lieutenant Dangle.
Yeah, well, you know, Butch, I used to do this show homeless. And it's some of our shows when we were homeless were some of our best fucking shows. And I thought, well, why is our show some of the best shows? The reason is because I had lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere with nothing better to fucking do. So we want to try to bring that back to our fans. You know, I want to go back to Reno. I want to continue to bring crazy stories to people. I got a crazy thing going on Friday. I'm going to be going up to some mines out in the middle of the desert. You talk about seclusion. I will tell you guys about seclusion tonight. But basically, I'm a paranormal investigator that will go in the middle of nowhere. I will drink, I will smoke, I will party, I will fuck. It doesn't matter what I will do. But in the end, no matter what I do, every time I go out there, something fucking crazy happens. And a couple weeks ago, I went out to a place called Gold Butte, Nevada. I packed my gear. I took my girlfriend out there. We went hiking at some dam in the middle of nowhere. We took this road 20 miles in the middle of nowhere. We start off-roading. We're in a sports car off-roading. I'm like, hey, yeah, you can trust me. We get out of the car, and there is a gash in the fucking tire. Nobody comes back here for days. So, in other words, basically, if we were stuck back there, Lord Rick would be living in the fucking desert. My car's got a fucking hole in the side of the tire. The rubber is ripped off. I go hiking. I just get done seeing a UFO. I see some strange lights in the woods. I put the UFO on YouTube. I didn't know what else to do. I'm like, this looks like a lot of UFO footage I've been recently seeing. I come back to the car. I start the car up. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. It's fucking, the sun's coming up. I drive forward. My car gets stuck underneath a rock. A big boulder, and the car's just sitting there in the desert, and I'm thinking, how the fuck are we going to get out of here? So my girlfriend's like, we're stuck here. She's pissed off. She's like thinking, my car's got a dent because I'm trying to push the car, and I put a dent in the side of it with my ass. So I'm thinking, I'm about to save your life. Fuck the car. Who cares if I fucking put 1,000,000 dents in it? Let's just get the fuck out of here. So anyways, I jack the fucking car up about a foot over the rock. I take the car and I fucking push it. I'm like, ugh, I push the car off the fucking rock. I drove off like it was nothing, with a hole in the side of the fucking tire. There was a cactus poking through the side. I drove 20 miles down a dirt road on the pavement, rode another 60 miles down a highway, and rolled into Las Vegas on a fucking tire with half of the rubber fucking missing, okay? On a miracle. In the middle of Gold Butte. And keep this in mind. Minutes before we rode off, I looked up in the sky. I am telling you, I swear on my life, I had seen an object in the sky. It was twinkling multiple colors. It was hovering. It was above us, a couple miles off. And I ended up grabbing the camera and filming the object. Keep in mind, I'm high. I'm stoned. I'm drinking beer. I'm just like, my life can't get any worse. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, all right? That's why they call me Lord Rick, because I pulled out of that place. I got us out of that place. And my girlfriend's like, oh, you put a dent in my car. I'm like, look, okay, we can live in Gold Butte, Nevada, or we can get the fuck out of here. And she said, you will never be able to move this 2-ton fucking car. I was mad. I grabbed the front of her fucking car and I started lifting it. I'm like, fuck this shit. I ain't staying in Goldview. I want to go home. I got a sack of weed waiting at home. And all because of a sack of weed, my life was saved. And I made it out of there. That's what's been going on with me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rick, I read a story a few weeks ago that sounded unbelievable. Have you ever heard of amnesia? At certain funerals, they'll make the dead walk.
Yes, I have. What about it?
What do you think about that?
I believe there are certain drugs you can induce on a human being, which will either cause death or cause some stimulation in the brain to cause the body to walk, which would be technically a living zombie.
Right.
It's real popular in Haiti, Jamaica, places that do voodoo are said to have living zombies.
Well, they should have done it in Haiti when they had that earthquake. Then they could have woken everybody back up. They could have fixed that place up quicker.
Haiti is in big trouble right now. In the news a couple days ago, Haiti has a cholera outbreak. 42 people died. They're expecting another 1,000 to die from the outbreak. Haiti is a mess. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, you know what? She might get a job promotion up north. And I told her, I said, look, if you're gonna get a job promotion, I want to go to Jamaica. My girlfriend's like, great. At least you don't have to worry about fucking the locals. That's what she tells me. At least I don't have to worry about you fucking the locals. It's like, yeah. I'm not gonna fuck the locals, but I am gonna fuck the tourist. Jamaica.
So, Rick, how much would it take for you to fuck a zombie if they say they get the girl from Evanescence and she dies? They put the drugs in her to make her a zombie. Would you do it?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. This is my limits. Let's be honest here. We're all family here at AngelofThyNight Radio. Would I do the zombie? Yes. Would I stick my dick in the zombie's mouth? Fuck no. I don't want my fucking Tower of Power being bitten fucking off. Okay? Because if the Tower of Power gets bitten off, there ain't no Tower of Power in the goddamn Halloween sack for all them single moms around North Las Vegas to enjoy. But doing it, that's another story. You know, I might feel a little bit of cold in between the legs, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, you know, to each your own, right? To each your own.
Exactly. What are you giving out for Halloween?
You know, I think I'm just gonna give out chocolate. You know, I was on Craigslist, and it seems like all these women, they're like, I want chocolate. I want chocolate for Halloween. So I'm gonna give them chocolate. You know, Reese's fucking Pieces, M&M's, you know. Reese's, there you go. You know, I'll be like, hey, I got some Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups, baby. You know.
Did you just say Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces, I don't know. Do you know what tonight is?
Wednesday?
No. It's not. It's AngelofThyNight Radio. And folks, I take this shot.
Yeah.
This shot I take for you.
I'll take my shot of insulin now.
I think that's aged vodka. But anyways, every year for the last, for the last 4 years, I have hosted some freaky Halloween shows. I think last year, I think it was a year before, we did our first live show for Halloween. And I remember Mike Digital. You know who Mike Digital is. He says, Rick, it's a great show, but I never seen anybody as ripped as you on the air. Oh man, I was toast, dude. I remember my first Halloween live show. I was so scared. It's just the truth. I was scared, you know. I went online, I had like 1,000 listeners. And I was just like, oh, and I ran it on for 3 fucking hours. And now it's like, here I am 3 years later, 4 years later, I'm still hosting Halloween shows, And it's kind of cool because, it doesn't matter where I go because my fans are number one. Number one, man. Because you guys will call in, you guys will listen. Some of you guys will stick with me for 6 fucking hours. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But I have seen people stick here for 6 hours during a show. And you guys will call in, and it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, your hair is purple, whether you're fucking getting banged by the ghost. You guys are fucking religiously dedicated to AngelofThyNight Radio, and that's why I come out tonight, because I come to thank you motherfuckers for coming out and tuning on in to one of the greatest fucking radio shows, because I'll tell you what, man, when internet radio did not exist, my show came out. When we didn't have, there was no internet radio 5-6 years ago. There was no social broadcasting, and I used to host a show. I'm not going to tell you who I used to host a show with. If you guys call in and you tell me who I used to host a show with, I will give you season 1 through 4 on disc. But I used to do this show.
Ryan Seacrest.
Who was it?
Ryan Seacrest?
No. I never did a show with anybody like that, but I did do a show with them. I will give you guys a hint. It was a female. She was fucking a lunatic. And what she used to do is she used to record me on the phone. She'd call me up. And I'd give her maybe 1 show a week. And she said, Rick, I need you every fucking day. She goes, you were bomb on the air. I said, look, I cannot do it every day. Every day for me includes a different adventure. Climbing mountains, licking mountains. We're not going to get into that one. But every day is a new adventure. And this girl wanted me, like, every fucking day to do a show. And I'm like, look, man, I can't give you 3 hours a day. She goes, but you're Lord Rick of AngelofThyNight Radio. You are AngelofThyNight Radio. So the girl, because I would not give her 5 days, 7 days a week, she turned around and tried to hire some other guy on and call him AngelofThyNight. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I quit the show. And then, of course, Mike Digital gave me some inspiration. He said, look, Rick, you paranormal investigate. You're a goddamn pervert. You need to go out and host a show. So I started pre-recording episodes a few years ago, and then, of course, we went live, which some of you listening, you guys know we went on Now Live. Now Live got greedy. They wanted money. I wasn't going to pay them. So they basically booted my show along with about 1,000 other shows off. And back then in the day, I used to fight with Adrienne Curry from VH1. I used to fight with VH1. She couldn't fucking stand me, She used to get jealous because my show would outdo hers. And, this girl's got some nice titties, all right? I'm sorry if that offends you, but this girl's posed in Playboy. She's got titties. And this girl got pissed because my show every fucking 2 weeks was outdoing hers. So she's like, used to come in my room and be like, fuck you, Lord Rick, fuck you. It's like, you should fuck me. You've posed in Playboy. And here we are on Stickum, hosting AngelofThyNight Radio. Folks.
Hey, Rick, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the UFOs that were all over the world a week or two ago?
You know what? I knew you were going to ask it, and I'm going to tell you something. I am so fucking glad someone called in to ask. The New York...
I pay attention to this shit, Rick.
You're a man of knowledge. I'll tell you that. I send out about 30 to 50 paranormal articles a day to my list. I am a fucking paranormal whore, all right? And I read on October 13th of 2010, New York City had experienced a mass UFO sighting. 3 silver orbs glowing blue on and off, fading in and out, were seen about 5,000 feet elevation over New York City. The sightings went into the night. People had seen approximately 4 sparkling lights on the objects throughout the night. And of course,
hey, Rick, real quick, I gotta run out for a few minutes. Okay. I might call later.
Okay.
Keep rock and rolling, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you for calling in.